What's going on, guys? Mikkel here, and today we're talking about the Ripple XRP lawsuit with the SEC. If you enjoy this video, guys, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot, and you guys have been helping me out so much, so keep on subscribing. And the more popularity this channel gets, the more I'll be able to make a commitment to this channel. So thank you so much, and let's jump right into the video. So to start, and before we start going through some of these tabs, and I show you how connected Ripple really is with a new financial system and how critical they're going to be, I just want to state that I really do believe that the SEC lawsuit, while it seems like an attack on Ripple, I think it was a plan to give XRP and Ripple clarity. Currently, prior to this lawsuit being filed, the only two assets with clarity were Bitcoin and Ethereum, and no other asset in the space had any clarity. If the SEC wanted this to stay this way and wanted to keep Ripple in a point of having zero clarity, then what they should have then made, suing Ripple made no sense, because they had to know all along that this lawsuit was a lost hope. And by suing Ripple, they are essentially putting Ripple in front of the court and allowing a legal decision to be made on whether XRP will be a security or not. These people aren't dumb in office. They might be corrupt and they might do corrupt things, but they had to know going in that they gave Ethereum and Bitcoin a free pass, and there's no legal reason why XRP shouldn't be the same status as Ethereum going in. This makes me believe that what went on early on in the SEC was really William Hinman and other people close to Ethereum the foundation engaging in a slight amount of corruption. They let Ethereum through the door and Bitcoin and slammed it on everyone else. But coming down the road, people realized how critical Ripple and XRP were going to be to the new financial system, and that they couldn't wait around for Congress to make laws to bring clarity to the rest of the market. So rather than just waiting around and trying to figure out what was going to happen, the easiest way to give XRP and Ripple clarity was for the SEC to file a lawsuit against Ripple that they in no way could ever win, carry out the lawsuit, shake out a bunch of investors, and then in the end settle with Ripple and XRP on essentially sealed documents, but giving XRP the clarity it needs, but not allowing any other crypto project through the door. I'll get more into this at the end, but first I just want to quickly show you some of the reasons why I think it really makes no sense for the US to shut the door on Ripple and XRP, because some of the most powerful people in the world are backing it, and they are currently being integrated in many of the payment systems that will dominate the future financial system. First, we see Rosie Rios. She says XRP's primary purpose is facilitating cross-border payments, while other cryptos find their value in speculation. China's latest move brings this point home. Ripple and hashtag Ripple, hashtag RippleNet, hashtag Bitcoin. Rosie Rios is a former treasurer of the United States under the Obama administration, and her name, if you look at the money in your wallet, is actually on those dollar bills. When she left the treasury, she essentially said, I now want to focus on the new era of money, and the next big move she made since then was going to Ripple, on the board of directors of Ripple. Not only that, but she actually went to Ripple during the midst of the SEC lawsuit. Guys, this lady is one of the most powerful people in the United States at a certain point. She graduated from Harvard. She's a very smart girl. She would not be going to Ripple if she thought the SEC was about to shut down Ripple and make it look like, a bad company. She's there because she knows what's really going on. She knows this is all an act to give XRP and Ripple the clarity they need to expand their business all over the world, and she's just getting in there early so she can help start building the foundation of the new financial system. She literally said when she was done being a treasurer for the Treasury, she said she wants to start working on the new age of digital money, and the first place she goes is Ripple. Next person I want to point out is Craig Phillips. He's also on their board. He was a managing director at BlackRock for over 9 years, and then went to the U.S. Department of Treasury. He also managed over $2 billion worth of assets, and for a certain point, his division at BlackRock oversaw over 1/3 of the assets in the United States. Guys, people like this don't just go from these positions like this and then go work at a random startup, like random startup I put in quotes, because Ripple's really not just a random startup. They're about to revolutionize the way that the financial system works. When you have people like Rosie Rios and Craig Phillips on the board, it shows that Ripple's a lot more than meets the eye. The last person I want to call out is Mary Jo White, who's currently working as the lead defense team for Ripple against the SEC. She worked in many high-profile cases, like the Sackler family, who played a large part in the opioid epidemic, in which they got off scot-free, and like many people know, the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Yeah, I mean, Mary Jo White is a very high-profile defense attorney, and she also formerly worked at the SEC. She worked at the SEC during the time where most of these massive decisions about Ripple, Bitcoin, and Ethereum were really being made, and she likely knows everything that was going on at that time and exactly how to defeat the SEC's already extremely weak argument. This just further shows that the SEC probably would have known the entire time that there was no way they were going to be able to beat Ripple in this lawsuit if one of the former chairs of the SEC was literally defending them. She knows where all the skeletons are buried in the Ripple lawsuit, and just further shows how much of a show this all is, with all these extremely high-profile people now working on the Ripple team. The last thing I want to point out is that Ripple is actually being directly integrated into the Federal Reserve's instant payment system being built by Volante Technologies, and Ripple directly in the Volante website are shown as a direct integration into their current system. If we take a look at the top 100 banks in the world, and I'm pretty sure this was last updated in 2019 or 2020, outside the top 4 banks, which are all Chinese banks, and we wouldn't know if they had any partners either way. If we count the top 10 starting at 4 and go to 24, then we see that the top out of the top 20, 10 of them are Ripple partners. Yeah, so as we can see, Ripple is heavily connected to the new age and the new financial system. There's a lot of speculation that the SEC is trying to kill Ripple. The SEC can't do that. They just don't have the power to do that. The SEC essentially brought up this lawsuit because they knew they were never going to win it. They were told by people higher up in government, probably the Federal Reserve or someone else, hey, you need to give XRP clarity because right now we want to use this system and you guys have essentially been blowing it by not providing any clarity on what XRP is. The only way for them to do this without having to pull a situation where they had to come out and directly just say, oh, this one's good, and they don't want to do that because they already saw the mess it made when they did it for Ethereum, is by suing Ripple and losing and bringing clarity to XRP, because their lawsuit just never had any backing to begin with. This also has the advantage of shaking retail out, and all the meantime having them focus on other shiny objects in the crypto sphere, all while one of the most important projects is being given clarity in the most unobvious way possible. While everyone's scared, they're really just drafting up a way to make XRP good for its full intended use case. The last thing I want to get into is the only argument against this I could see is people would say, oh, then why back when they gave Ethereum and Bitcoin clarity, why didn't they just add XRP and say these 3 networks? Well, I do have a feeling back in the day at the SEC there was a decent amount of corruption, and that the William Hinman speech was kind of a rogue decision by him, probably being paid handsome amounts of money to push Ethereum through the door and close it on XRP. That does not mean that that was a uniform decision, and that does not mean that other government agencies weren't sitting there saying, what the heck is this guy doing? We want this one through the door too. I think it's fairly obvious that Ripple and XRP are going to be heavily integrated into the new age financial system, but that can't happen until it's given a specific designation. I have a feeling we just got to the point where the higher up powers were looking at this and saying, okay, this is getting absurd. What's the easiest way to give them clarity? Oh, how about you sue them? You get destroyed in the lawsuit. You're forced to admit XRP is not a security, and then you can figure out what you want to do with the rest of them, but we're going to start using XRP because we're done sitting here waiting for you guys to figure this out. In my opinion, the biggest evidence of this is just how poorly the SEC has brought out this lawsuit. They've essentially gotten their asses handed to them the entire time. They've really had no wins in court. None of their arguments make any sense. They're constantly changing. And I was very neutral coming into this lawsuit, and it's actually been insane how poorly they've done describing why they think XRP is a security. The whole argument in the end really doesn't make any sense at all. So I just think this was all a coordinated effort in order for the SEC to sit back and say, all right, take this one, call it a currency, call it not a security, we don't care. We'll lose this lawsuit and then go deal with the rest of the field. Guys, it's only a matter of time until we see how this plays out. I personally think this is the case because of how integrated Ripple is. It's not the SEC's job to shut them down, especially when they can't even articulate why they think Ripple should be shut down. The last kind of thing that I forgot to say in further evidence was suing Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. A lot of lawyers said that Ripple wouldn't have nearly been able to get the information they did out of the SEC if it wasn't for this lawsuit. Multiple people have said that you never sue executives unless it's fraud. The SEC never alleged fraud. It just seems like they went out of their way to make this lawsuit unwinnable for themselves. It really didn't make any sense. They've been working on this lawsuit for over 2 years and have absolutely nothing to show for it. It seems like it was all a plan the entire time to give XRP and Ripple definitive clarity in the space and let other organizations figure out the rest of the field while Ripple is allowed to go forward. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a decent amount of speculation, but there was some very important stuff in terms of Ripple's connections. We'll only see how this works out in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you like it down below. Keep subscribed to the channel, and for now, Mikkel out.